And I want you to start by just bending the right knee and drawing that right knee in. And you can hug really close to the torso. And then reach the left leg out, and you can spread the toes of that left foot as you pull in nice and snug. Feel free to hold on behind the knee, but do let the ankle drop. And then you can squeeze right into circles. Knees to chest pose is a great pose for the low back, the hip, mainly the low back, and it's also excellent for digestion. And in yoga, it's actually called wind relieving pose. So it's very good if you have to fart to get rid of any distension in the belly. And then you can take an in-breath and then exhale. Now tuck the chin in. Keep that left heel reaching out as you pull in. And then you can gently release down. Now bringing the left leg up, hug that left knee in, nice and snug. And again, either behind the knee or in front. And then come on into circles. We always do the right knee first, so left knee second because of the way we've got the ascending colon on the right side and then the descending on this side. So again, this aids digestion and helps the low back, so we always do the right leg first. You can come in the other direction with the rotation. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then you can just pull that knee in. And then gently release. Now the next pose is to bend to the knee and to lift the upper body and to pull the right foot across, holding on with the opposite left hand. Now you can flex the foot and then hug around the shin this way. So I'm bringing the arm over. You might grab on the outside of the knee. And then you take an in-breath, exhale, lift. Now just press the low back down. So the core comes in, and that's like a Pillsbury dough poke right in through the low belly. And you draw that foot towards the opposite side. So you're coming towards the shoulder, you might be here. Just see if you can keep rotating this right knee away as you pull the ankle in. So showing you from aerial version, the knee is moving out as much as you can. This will bring you into the piriformis, the outside of the hip. And you're breathing in and out through the nose as you contract in through the core. And take a couple of breaths. Now let the upper body down and keep the leg pulling in. And then do a little rock side to side to stretch into the low back. And then you can gently release that right leg down. Great, now take the left leg up. Lift the upper body. Use the right hand to pull that left foot across. Hug around with the arm either on the outside or on top of the shin. Reach the right heel out, tuck. Press down through the low back as you pull the leg in. Stay with your breathing. Breath. Lower the upper body down and keep pulling the ankle in. If you need to loosen the grip, do so. And keep that ankle pulling towards the opposite shoulder. You are keeping the breathing constant, in and out through the nose. That's all that matters. Just again, that in and out streaming of the breath. And you really pull across. And then do a little rock side to side. So here again, you're really opening up through the outside hip. We're going into the gluteus medius, as well as the piriformis on the outside, which is kind of like a hinge, like on a fridge door. You're really opening that side hip. And this assists the low back, especially when you do a lot of sitting. You want to open the hip. And then you gently release that left leg down. Next on our list, we've got the hamstring. So we're going to take the right leg up again, always starting with the right. And you can hold on anywhere on the leg. Pull the toes back, spread the toes so you can stretch through the Achilles, the back of the knee. Perfectly fine if the knee is bent. Just see how much you can reach. And I'm going to show you from this side, you want to keep the hip down. So attempt not to pull the low back up, but keep the core pressing down. So return to the right. You're going to pull the right leg in. And then of course you can use a towel or you can use a band. And you're going to take the strap and bring it right around just above the ball of the foot. Then hold on with that right arm. Relax the left arm, relax the neck and shoulders, and reach that heel towards you. Now the left leg is reaching out and up. Here again, keep the core active, so you pull the hips down and you keep them more squared rather than hiking up on the quad. So you keep the hips squared and the upper body is relaxed. You're pulling that leg in towards you. Now you may have your head on a pillow or a towel or a blanket folded up because in your case the head had to come quite far back, the chin was high, and I want you to have your chin even with the forehead so that you're not straining in through here, okay? So just see if you do need to have a little bit of a lift just on the back of the head. And then you can gently release the strap, bring the right leg up, start with drawing the leg in, draw the toes back, spread the toes, pull the heel up, send the heel up, pull the leg towards you. Keep the right leg reaching out. You really open up in through that thigh. You're breathing steadily. And then you can take that strap. Once again, come just below the ball of the foot. Use just the left arm, rest the right arm to the side. Draw the leg towards you. Keep that right leg reaching out. The shoulders are back. Your breathing is steady. And that's it. And keep the leg reaching up. And perfectly fine, once again, if you have the knee bent. See if you can work towards straightening it over time, each day, and keep the breath streaming in and out of the nose. So we're going into the insertion of the hamstring and also the lower insertion at the behind the knee. And then you can gently release the leg coming down. Okay, so for our next pose, we've got the hip stretch. We're going to bend both knees, take the right ankle, flex the toes back, and then press that right knee away. So just to show you from the aerial version, really rotate away this way. Now lift up the upper body, grab behind the knee or in front. So I'm a short person, so I tend to go shorter so I can show you how much you can pull the leg in. Now you've got the right toes pulling back, and then you breathe in and out, and you pull everything together like a V-sit. The elbows are bending to pull your chin in towards your leg, and then slowly lower the upper body down and keep on pulling this leg in. Now you can even use your right elbow to press that knee out if that lands that way, the elbow, and you pull in and the upper body is relaxed. So it's just a bend of the elbows that's pulling the leg in. Your shoulders are free. And see how much you can bend that hip to pull in. Excellent stretch. Really good breathing. And then you can gently release the leg down. Okay, wonderful. Now take the arms to the outside, and the arms simply rest. And then you're going to twist over to the side. So you're going to keep the ankle here, send the knee away, and then drop down to this left side. So you're going to come right into a side hip stretch here. The arms are like a V out to the side. Shoulders, I like to wriggle them under so that the neck is free. And then you can breathe in and come on all the way back up. Okay. And then gently uncross that right leg. Recross the left. Keep the toes flexed. Press that left knee away. Lift the upper body, tuck the chin, grab in front or behind the knee. Keep this left knee rotating out. Again, you can use the left elbow to press and then pull the legs in. Make a little V-sit, draw everything together, and then you can lower the upper body down. Keep the elbows bending to pull the leg in and to keep that left hip rotating out. Your breathing is steady. Breath. And then a little more in if you can. Keep that left knee rotating out. Also notice that the eyes are gazing towards the ceiling. I just don't want you to do this. No tucking of the chin. And again, you might have that, keep that pillow behind your head to have the support for the neck and the upper back. And then you gently release, draw the legs down, Now the next one's pretty darn strong. I'm going to have you take the legs up, and I just want to see how I wanted to have you do this. Yes, you're going to bring the legs straight up in the air, draw the legs towards you, and you're going to pull the tailbone up off the floor. Now you might use your hands to press down. The main thing is get a real reach up and back, plow-like. That's what this is, plow pose in yoga, where we bring the feet over. Except I want you to have the legs wide to get more into the low back. The toes pull back. You can hold on anywhere here and keep the legs as straight as you can. If you're here, that's great. The main thing is reach out through the heels, draw the toes back, and lengthen out from the low back, reaching over towards the head side. Now here, if you can take the pillow out, if you have it under the head, that will free up the upper back. And you keep the toes pulling back as you reach the heels out. And here again, you can use the pull, the bend of the elbows to draw the legs over. And at any moment, of course, pause the video because you might be feeling a really great stretch and stay a little longer. We will move on to the next one. Now you take your arms out to the side like a T and press the palms down. Pull the toes back and then reach the heels up so that you're going to contract and push towards the ceiling. So we're going into low core here. So you come up and then press down and up and press down. A little lift of the tailbone up off the floor. The breathing is to exhale when you lift and then breathe in down. Exhale, lift, and breathe in down. Now this movement is going to be really tiny. You might only be like up to 3 centimeters off the floor. That's perfectly fine. Just see how much you can get the direction of the heels reaching, opening the backs of the legs, and contracting in through the low core. And that contraction of the low core is very much like half a giggle, like a little that pull in. And when you come to my class, you'll see we do a lot of that. I'll have you do a little half a giggle, little to pull in, and that will help contract in through the lower core. And you're lifting and then down, and then let the knees bend. Give a nice counter stretch through your low back, pulling the knees wide, and breath. And then from there, we're going to come on right up into seated position. Take the hands directly back about 9 inches, and you'll have your fingers facing in. Now you press the bridge forward. So in this activation, the feet are apart. You're pressing down through the heels and through the toes. So just watch that the toes don't lift, because that's really natural to do. We tend to forget to use the whole foot. So you're going to press into the palms, scoop the tailbone out and up, and then gazing towards the ceiling. Keep the tailbone reaching out and let the shoulders spin forward. This is what I mean. It's kind of like an armless hug. Now what we're not doing is pressing the shoulders back, because that will tighten the neck. So we send the tailbone out, press onto the feet, gaze to the ceiling, let the shoulders fall forward, and keep pressing into the palms. The gaze again stays to the ceiling unless it feels wonderful and you can let the head come back a little further. Now you can hear I'm still able to talk. So what I don't want to have here, or what I recommend, is talk while you're doing this. And if this happens, if you get a tightening through the esophagus, lift the throat and gaze to the ceiling again. So just kind of talk out loud, sing a song, and see if you can keep the throat opened. And that's your position. And then you come back down. And you take the feet, I'm going to show you from the front. You take the feet in front, and you have the feet as wide as a yoga mat. And then you're going to take your elbows on the inside, grab onto the feet, and do a bend of a press of the arms on the inside, and then breathe and extend forward and come right out. And I'll show you now from the side. You're going to attempt to lift up as opposed to drop through the rib cage. So you send the sternum out and you press the bum bones down as you reach forward. And the arms are pressing right onto the insides of the shins to give you that leverage to come up off your low back. So the arms are active and you reach forward. It's a really nice stretch. And then you can gently release and come back up. And that is it. That is your last pose. At any moment again, feel free to pause the video and spend more time on a pose that works. And let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. Okay, enjoy.